John had always been a hardworking man. For over 30 years, he dedicated his life to his career in finance, climbing the corporate ladder and building a comfortable life for his family. But as he approached his 50th birthday, something inside him began to shift. The long hours, endless meetings, and constant pressure started to feel less rewarding and more draining. One evening, as he sat at his desk staring at a spreadsheet, he realized he was no longer happy. He felt stuck, as if he was living someone else's life. That night, John made a bold decision. He would leave his job and find a new purpose. At first, the idea terrified him. What would he do without the stability of a paycheck? How would he fill his days? But deep down, he knew it was time for a change. John had always been a planner, so he spent the next few months preparing for this new chapter. He saved diligently, paid off his mortgage, and discussed his plans with his wife, Sarah, who supported him wholeheartedly. When the day finally came, John walked out of his office for the last time with a mix of fear and excitement. He didn't have a detailed plan, but he had a clear intention: to live a life that felt authentic and meaningful. The power of listening. In the early weeks of his retirement, John found himself with an abundance of free time. At first, he struggled to adjust. He tried filling his days with hobbies like golf and gardening, but something was missing. One afternoon, while having coffee with an old friend, Mark, John had a revelation. Mark was going through a difficult divorce and began sharing his struggles. John listened intently, offering support and empathy. For the first time in years, he felt truly connected to someone. That conversation sparked something in John. He realized how much he had missed truly listening to others. In his corporate life, conversations were often transactional, focused on goals, deadlines, and bottom lines. But now, he had the time and space to engage in meaningful dialogue. John started reaching out to friends, family, and even acquaintances, asking them about their lives and truly listening to their stories. He reconnected with his daughter, Emily, who was navigating the challenges of being a new mom. He spent hours talking to his neighbor, an elderly widower who shared fascinating stories about his youth. Through these conversations, John discovered a newfound sense of purpose. He wasn't just listening, he was learning, growing, and building deeper relationships. The courage to share. As John listened to others, he also began to reflect on his own life. He realized he had a wealth of experiences, both triumphs and failures, that could inspire others. One day, he was invited to speak at a local community center about his career journey. At first, he hesitated. Public speaking had never been his strength, but he decided to give it a try. Standing in front of a small audience, John shared his story. He talked about the sacrifices he had made for his career, the lessons he had learned, and the moment he decided to walk away. He spoke about the fear of starting over and the joy of rediscovering what truly mattered. To his surprise, the audience was captivated. After the talk, several people approached him, thanking him for his honesty and sharing how his story had inspired them. That experience gave John the confidence to share more. He started a blog where he wrote about his journey, offering advice and encouragement to others facing similar transitions. He joined a mentorship program, guiding young professionals navigating their careers. Through sharing his story, John found a way to give back and make a difference. A life of meaning. Over time, John's life began to transform. He no longer measured his worth by his job title or salary. Instead, He found fulfillment in the connections he built and the impact he made. He volunteered at a local nonprofit, helping people struggling with financial literacy. He took up photography, capturing the beauty of everyday moments. He even started a small book club, where he and a group of friends discussed novels and shared their perspectives. One of the most profound changes was in his relationship with Sarah. With more time together, they rediscovered the joy of simple moments, long walks, cooking meals together, and planning trips they had always dreamed of taking. John realized that the best parts of life weren't the grand achievements, but the small, meaningful moments shared with loved ones. The ripple effect. John's journey didn't just transform his own life, it inspired those around him. His daughter, Emily, decided to pursue a career change after hearing his story. His friend Mark, who had gone through the divorce, found solace in John's support and began rebuilding his life. Even the members of his book club started sharing their own stories, creating a space of trust and connection. John's story is a remitting viet,